Could I have parties announced, please?
Denny Callahan, defense.
And are you Vanessa Miravete?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You entered a plea to injury to the elderly. According to your plea bargain agreement, the state is silent on your application, and there's an affirmative finding of family violence, and this is run concurrent with a county court cause number. All right. Are there any witnesses, defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right. The court will hear your argument.
Your Honor, asked the court to take notice of the jail classification. Its weakness, of course, is that it's self-reported, but it corroborates to some degree what the MEC evaluation says. In the past, she's had mental illness problems, and less so now. And the number 2 point, Your Honor, is that the complainant in this case, in both cases, misdemeanor, your court, not interested in hurting this woman. She filed a prosecution, but there was a damage made by glass broken up against her eyes. So there was damage. She's remorseful for that. Her plan is to live with a 35-year-old friend of hers that she's known for a couple of years. There's no more contact between the boyfriend and the complainant, who is the boyfriend's grandmother. That's finished. That's over. And she doesn't plan to return to that. I asked the court to consider deferred adjudication with some type of supervision regarding where she's going to live. Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, so let me understand this. So the facts of this case are that the elderly person was in an argument with her grandson. Is that correct?
No, Your Honor. The other way.
It says
Grandmother
William said she had been arguing with her grandson and the suspect got involved.
Oh, prior to that, yes, Your Honor. But the real issue was conflict between grandma and her.
All right, you want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you can lower your hand. State your name for the record.
Vanessa, Miravete.
All right, I'm having trouble hearing you.
Louder.
Vanessa Miravete.
All right, so what is your relationship to the victim in this case?
There's no relationship anymore. But, I was with her grandson,
All right, so you, and how old are you?
24.
24. And how old is the grandson?
He just turned 20 in January.
All right, and you were living with her?
I was living there for about 5 or 6 years
You were living,
with her and the grandson.
all right, but that's her house, right? It's not the grandson's house. So you come in and you live with the grandmother and the grandson. And then she gets into an argument with her grandson. And what was that argument about?
I don't remember the exact details due to the fact that
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
I don't remember the exact details because I was under the influence.
Under the influence of what? All right.
Talking to my ex.
So she's in an argument with her grandson. And then what do?
So I was, I guess, in the middle, I guess, because of a lot of things going on, a lot of abuse.
You have said some things, but you haven't told me anything. So
Yeah, Your Honor. How did she get hurt?
So I got pushed into her.
no, that's not what this says. Because if you were just pushed into her, then maybe you need a jury trial. If you're saying you were just pushed into her, but that's not what it says. In the police report, it says, while on patrol in a marked vehicle, I was dispatched to the listed location for an assault in progress. The caller stated his brother and the girlfriend were arguing, and the girlfriend hit the grandmother. The caller stated the grandmother was bleeding from her head and nose. I arrived to the listed location and saw both victim 1 and O1 sitting outside on the porch. Victim 1 had visible injuries on her face and head. Victim had a small cut on the bridge of her nose, which was still bleeding. Victim had a small cut on the top of her head that was covered in blood. Victim also had a lump on the right side of her head. Said she had been arguing with her grandson. Victim said she had been arguing with her grandson and the suspect got involved and began to argue with her. Victim said she doesn't remember how or what she was hit with, but the suspect walked up to her and hit her. O1 said suspect had threatened to beat up the victim before. So unless you were on XANAX all the time you were at that house?
I was on XANAX for the last 2 years that I was living there.
All right. Is there anything else?
Moment, please, Your Honor. Nothing further, Your Honor.
So why were you not living with your parents? I'm sorry, I cannot hear you.
So I'm from Wisconsin and moved like 5
You're from the what?
From Wisconsin. And so I moved in with him and I was living with him basically for both of them because
Did you have a job?
No.
How long have you been unemployed?
Since I got with my grandson
And how long has that been?
about 6 years ago, 5.
So 6 years you have been unemployed. So why did you leave Wisconsin to hook your life to this person?
It's just being young.
Because your parents said they didn't like him or something, and you decided to do it anyway?
No, my parents was approved, but at the time,
And how old were you when you met him?
when I was 16, but I didn't start a relationship with him until I was 18, about a week after I turned 18.
And how far did you go in school?
9th grade.
9th grade? Yeah, so it sounds to me like you were not listening to your parents. Did your parents want you to get your degree or no?
They did, so I was taking care of my mom. My mom is disabled, and so I was taking care of her, working at the time, and I had a part-time job going to school. And I was taking care of my mom, which she's disabled, and my little brother who's also with autism. So I felt like I had a lot on my plate, and so I chose to work instead of going to school.
And then you chose to leave them on their own because you wanted your own life.
Well, my mom had got married, and so she met her husband, which he still takes care of.
All right, what is her criminal history?
No felonies, Your Honor.
So the only history she has are just the 2 cases that have been before Your Honor, which is this injured elderly and then the concurrent misdemeanor.
A violation of protective order?
Yeah.
And is that with the same person?
It's
Yes,
with the same person, yes, Your Honor.
And when did that occur?
That occurred about a month after this took place.
So she had well, what date was the violation of protective order, the offense date?
December 17th, 2024. This happened November 27th.
All right. So you want to tell me about this violation of protective order?
So I never like been in trouble before, so I didn't realize like whenever I didn't know how the law worked basically.
Well, I mean, if somebody tells you, if you receive an order saying that you can't contact somebody, that's how the law works. The order says you can't contact them.
Yeah.
So continue.
So I had went to pack my stuff, and so I was getting ready to leave, and I guess the grandson had got mad that I was getting ready to leave because I was wanting to leave him too. I was with him for 6 years, on and off abusive relationship. So because I didn't really have family here in San Antonio, it was harder for me to like just walk away from a relationship.
All right. And what is this case about? The violation of protective order?
So essentially, the same victim in this injured elderly case had concerns that there were other people in the house. She calls 911, police respond, they make some into the house and they find this defendant hiding in the closet of her boyfriend's room. And she's removed from the.
All right. So obviously you knew there was a protective order because otherwise you wouldn't be hiding in the closet.
Well, I was forced into the closet. The grandson had threatened me into going into the closet.
Well, the story you're telling me makes absolutely no sense. You have a protective order that you're not supposed to be there. You go there anyway. And now you're saying that you were hiding in the closet because the boyfriend told you to hide in the closet.
Well, he was very abusive. He had weapons and things like that. So I was very afraid of him. My family could testify to abuse as well. They had called the police on him multiple times before all this occurred.
And when they called the police on him before, what did you do? Did you do an affidavit of non-prosecution or say, my family is not telling the truth?
So they never gave me like the option or like explain that to me how the affidavits work. Or
No,
anything
I
like
mean,
that.
it's either you said yes or no, because times have changed. When police are called out for an abusive situation, your attorney will tell you somebody's getting arrested.
Yeah, so
Now, after the
he would
fact,
get arrested and his sister would bail him out within a few hours. So he would be home immediately after being arrested. So even when he had a protective order, the first time he got arrested, he was still back and he was. still-
Because that's- The protective order, that the house you were staying in, that's not your house. That's his grandmother's house. You all are adults just decided to impose yourself on his grandmother. You're there, you don't have a job, and you're just living off the grandmother.
No.
And now, no, you told me that you hadn't worked in 5 years or 6 years.
Yeah, so due to the relationship, I wasn't able to work and I also didn't have, like, my birth certificate for a long time, so I had to get it sent out.
Here's the thing, I don't even know if you understand what you're saying to me. You keep changing your story. You told me you didn't have employment, that you hadn't worked for 5 to 6 years. And then now you're telling me, no, I wasn't just living off the grandmother. I had my own money. No, you didn't. I mean, you're saying, but you're telling me completely different stories. And now you're telling me that you have a 35-year-old that you're going to live with. Who is this 35-year-old?
It's a friend of mine.
Who?
I don't know how to explain it. It's a friend of mine.
What's the name?
Jennifer
Jennifer.
Ramos.
And where did you meet her?
So me and her know each other through mutual friends and then we met, I don't know, I guess like in the neighborhood and stuff.
I'm sorry, met what?
In the neighborhood, I guess, or
So you're just meeting people in the neighborhood and now you're going to live with them? Does she have any children? What are their ages?
23, she has a 23-year-old, a 15-year-old. And then she has one that I think is like 10 years old.
All right. So if I give you probation, I'm not allowing you to live in homes that have children in them. So, and do you know who all lives in that home other than her and the children?
No, it's just them. It's just them.
Are you sure? Have you been to the house? Do you know she has a boyfriend?
She doesn't have a boyfriend.
All right. So when have you been to the house?
So I was there once. I don't remember exactly when, like I said, I was like,
Is that before or after the protective order?
that was before.
All right. Counsel, I don't know if she would be a good candidate for probation. I really don't know.
The remedy of sending to prison is a far worse remedy than trying to find a place for her to live, Your Honor.
Well, I know the state is asking for the minimum and she applied for deferred adjudication.
He suggests going back to family in Wisconsin.
What I can tell you is you've applied for deferred adjudication. The state, according to the plea bargain agreement, they're asking that if I find you guilty, that your punishment be sentenced to 2 years in the prison. That's the minimum. If I grant your application for deferred adjudication and you're unsuccessful, you're looking at 10 years in the prison, potentially. Do you understand? So I can grant your application for deferred adjudication, or I can sentence you to 2 years in the prison. And the conditions that you receive are the conditions that you receive from me. There's no need to argue about the conditions that I'm going to set for you if I grant your application. So do you want the minimum 2 years in prison, or do you want to be on deferred adjudication with the court's conditions? Are you sure? Because let me just tell you, you know yourself better than your attorney knows you, better than I know you. I know that you've been dishonest with me today, but your choices are, and you need to think long and hard about it. 2 years is the minimum. The range of punishment for this offense is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison. If I grant you deferred adjudication, if for some reason your deferred adjudication is revoked, you're looking at potentially 10 years in the prison and up to a $10,000 fine. So you know whether or not you can complete this successfully or not. Part of being on probation is you are not allowed to use drugs, period. There's no marijuana, there's no XANAX, none of that. And I'm not going to allow you to reside in any home with children. You're an adult. You need to get your own place. You need to stop depending on other people. Do you understand? So do you want the 2 years in the prison, or do you want deferred adjudication? All right. Yes. Yes. All right. This is what the court will do. The court is going to sentence you to 8 years deferred adjudication. There's a $1,500 fine. Time and money will run concurrently. Oh, I'm sorry, state. Oh, you're right. Thank you. State your excuse. I appreciate that. So there's a $1,500 fine probated. Proof of employment within 30 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be no residing with minors or anyone over the age of 55. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular random UAs. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Carmen Rivas or Hector Rivas. This is to run concurrent with 2025 CC 003873. Can I see the MIC evaluation again, please? Thank you. In custody, the following: a referral to felony drug court and a TAP evaluation. If not accepted in felony drug court, follow all TAP recommendations. There's to be 200 hours of community service restitution. 100 of those hours will be deemed satisfied. You're going to obtain your GED. Do you understand? And the other 100 hours will be deemed satisfied if she obtains some type of trade school certificate or higher level of education. Do you have any children?
No,
All right, and you're saying you're thinking about a transfer to Wisconsin? Which county?
I'm not sure the exact county, but it's in Milwaukee.
All right, let me see what Google tells us. They're saying it's Milwaukee County. So transfer to county, field visits 1 time per month until further notice, and 90 sober meetings in 90 days. Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful? All right, did you review the trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, yes.
Judge, can you repeat the sober support meeting and anger management possibly?
Yes, I'll add anger management. All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing, before you get in another relationship with anyone else, you need to get your life together and decide who you are and what you want to do in this world. You understand? She's in her world. Maybe probation will help her. Good luck.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Right over here, man.
And this is a plea with an application.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, probation, this is an application. It's on David Richard Graham. Court is calling 2025 CR 001088 State versus David Richard Graham. Can I have parties announced?
Roberto Ambrosino for the defense.
And are you Mr. Graham?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
I have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Graham, did you review the application for community supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Judge, waiving the repeat or offender enhancement allegation.
No objection.
Did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
You're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram. That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent. By entering this plea, you are giving up those rights. Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes,
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do.
Mr. Graham, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 2 years in the state jail facility. The state recommends community supervision. They'll take into consideration 2024 AL 005161. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Yes.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places? Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand? Counsel, have there been any such motions?
There have not.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 4 years. There will be random UAs and random field visits. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State, any evidence?
No objection.
State, you may be excused. Did you review the waiver and consent to stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Just ask that you,
All right, Mr. Graham, have you ever had any mental health diagnosis in the past?
Yes, I have, ma'am.
All right, and what has that been for?
PTSD, depression, and
All right, so I'm looking at your history just based upon what's in the indictment. Is there some reason why in the months of May you tend to fall off?
bad time for me. I lost parents during that time. Also, just brings back a lot of memories from early '90s serving, and just I am seeking help for it. I am looking to the VA for more help. Center for Health Care has offered help for me, so I am looking into that. It's real hard for me to during certain times and months of the year. I do get my flashbacks and just especially with that.
So Sean, do you know if somebody from a Veterans Treatment Court can come up? All right, so we're going to see if somebody from Veterans Treatment Court can perhaps help you, all right?
Okay.
And they can get you in touch and be a liaison between you and your treatment. And I'll see if maybe Veterans Treatment Court will accept him into their program, because I don't have the manpower to be able to see you on a weekly basis or on a daily basis. But they'll be able to work with you and make sure that if there are any issues or anything you want to discuss, they'll make sure that you have someone that you can discuss that with, okay? All right, do you have any children?
I have one 15-year-old with their mother. I have no contact.
All right, do you have any other family support?
Basically, I have nephews, but it's just considering my actions in the past and what things are gone, I've kind of pushed myself away from my family due to that reason.
Okay,
Is I know at times I am very unstable,
okay.
and I just prefer to not endanger anybody else and keep to myself.
All right, and so this apartment where you were staying at, if you were released, do you have a place to stay, or that's going to be something that you'll need to work out?
That's gonna have to work out now. In fact, possibly I need to get out of sleep. That's number one in my book. That's where a lot of bad things I need to get in the country where it's less people to say want to come find more real. Somewhere which in an open area. And I have a spot that I'm looking.
Okay.
I was looking at until I got arrested, but I need to get back to these people and talk with them, to work with them about my check, my pension I received and all.
All right, so when we're going to have somebody from VA come down to speak to you, and I'm going to recommend that you be referred to the Veterans Treatment Court. So they're going to come and speak to you. I'm going to send it to you now, and they're going to come speak to you. And if there's anything else that you need, they'll let me know.
Okay.
And they'll be able to confer with you and make sure that you,
Okay, I just got out of a rehab facility that the VA has.
Okay.
So I just got out of there.
all right. So this is what I'm going to do. There's going to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs. There's going to be a referral to Veterans Treatment Court. And if he's not accepted, then we'll do a referral to the mental health court. Counsel with the mental health court, it's a pretrial diversion program. So you can speak to them if he's not accepted and just let them know that if he is accepted, I'm sure the state will have no objection to filing a motion for new trial and I'll grant it. And that way he can be in that program.
What about for the Center for Healthcare, ma'am?
Oh, they're gonna, Veterans Treatment Court will help you with that.
Yeah, because where I was staying out, being homeless and stuff, I ran across two people that worked there. They gave me their numbers and they turned around and told me just to let the courts know that I already have a shoot in with them. I just need to get back once again.
No, they'll help you with that, okay?
Okay, I have their numbers, like I say, I'm just, once
Yes.
confirmed, that you have it there, then I'm gonna go to.
Okay,
As soon as I get released from here, I got the direct numbers, not the office number.
all right. Thank you for letting me know. All right, and if not accepted to Veterans Treatment Court, then a referral to Mental Health Court. Sentence him to 2 years in the state jail facility, suspended and probated for 4 years. Take in consideration 2024 AL 005151. There will be field visits 1 time per month until an VTC or mental health court. TAP evaluation, that can be out of custody. You're going to have to make sure that you make all of these appointments. If you don't, a warrant is going to be issued and then they may end up being done in custody. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And we can do a MIC evaluation. And the MIC evaluation, Ms. Abrams, only if VTC doesn't accept him. Probation, is there anything else he needs? All right, proof of employment or SSI within 45 days. You just provide that proof to them, okay? And if he doesn't, and if he's employed, there's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. I'm not going to give him any community service hours.
Thank you.
He's served his country, and I think the issue with him, we need to focus on his mental health, and there are going to be a lot of appointments for him.
Thank you.
But I am going to make you do sober meetings
That's fine.
because you need that. So we'll do 60 sober meetings in 60 days. Is there anything else, probation? Is there anything else you need from the court? You're welcome. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, sir.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we can go off the record. Probation, they want you to be successful. Your attorney wants you to be successful. State wants you to be successful. I want you to be successful. If I didn't think you could do it, I wouldn't have followed this plea bargain agreement.
Yes.
So if you need help with something, you're going to have to pick up the phone and call someone, because we can't help you if we don't know about it. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
And when you reach out to probation, if you feel they're not addressing the issue, you can always come back to court. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm going to have you remain out here. Somebody from Veterans Treatment Court is going to come and speak to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
And then counsel, if you can look into speaking with mental health court to let them know that we'll do a motion for new trial if they're going to accept him.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Yes. All right. The court is calling 2025 CR 005028 State versus Kaya Medellin. Am I pronouncing your first name correctly?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Could I have parties announced for the record?
Andrew here says state.
Donald Wilson for the defense.
And are you Kaya Medellin?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, I have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Did you, Ms. Medellin, did you review the application for deferred adjudication?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it and sign it? Okay. Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Judge.
Did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Did you understand you're charged with graffiti with a loss of $2,500 up to $30,000 as a state jail felony? Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand? If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes.
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent. Did you understand by entering this plea you were giving up those rights? And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
Yes, she does.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, I believe so.
Ms. Medellin, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea? Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
According to the plea, there's a $0 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. There's to be restitution of $5,200, and there is to be payable to shops at the River Center, the $5,200. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Defense?
Yes,
State?
Yes.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
no, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 3 years. There be no contact with the shops at the River Center in beautiful Aurora, a life skills course, a TAP evaluation, and community service hours. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State any evidence.
No objection, Your
All
Honor.
right, state, you may be excused. Did you review the waiver and consent to stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent? Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding the guilt as you apply for deferred adjudication. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. When are you going to be able to pay off this $5,200? Are you employed?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
I work at Wendy's.
All right, so when are you going to pay off this $5,200?
I can pay it all 4 months.
All right, if you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be? What are you going to be positive for? All right, so you're going to have to, how old are you? 18. You're going to have to put your life on track. Why were you spray painting stairwells? All right, so let me just tell you what's going to end up happening. I'm going to postpone your sentencing. Do you live at home with your parents?
Yes, sir.
All right, are they charging you anything to live with them? So what do you spend your money on?
Anything for myself,
What?
essentials, like body wash.
All right, so how much do you make a month?
1,600.
All right, so what I'm going to do is this is being recalled for the end of July, and you need to bring in at least $400 to be paid towards this restitution. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, give me a sentencing date, the end of July. Counsel, you're available July 31st?
I believe so, Your Honor.
All right, so you'll need to have paid towards your restitution. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
And probation, can we have a TAP evaluation started on her out of custody? All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused. All right, thank you.